All right, I was going to let that play out. However, I'm ready to talk some sports right now. It's been a while since I've been here. I'm back. I'm Bill. With me, as always, is Tim. Ryan is off because he's helping his dad move. But overall, we are back. I am back. I am happy and excited. And thank you for being with us here on BSing Sports. My name is Bill. And the Philadelphia Phillies, for the first time in 11 years, will be going to
11
the
years.
NLCS National League Championship Series. That game wrapped up about 20 minutes ago. I watched some of the postseason or post game celebrations. Everybody's really excited, and I think Bryce Harper for me said something that was like dead on, and it was pretty cut and dry. Right? He said, "We got to eat more. This is nice. We got to eat more."
Yeah, I saw a video on Facebook saying it was Reese Hoskins and Harper in an interview, and Harper said something to him, rounding third, going home on Harper's single up to left field, the little drip single. Harper said, "We ain't fucking losing." And
Damn straight.
they did not lose. 8 more. Let's go, Phils.
That's right. Let's go, Phils. Ken, thanks for as always chiming in and giving us a couple of comments. My camera, again, I apologize if it doesn't look A+ on my end. I've been gone for 5 days for work and had to kind of scrounge together, get my shit back together. But yeah, Tim, the excitement. Who would you rather have, the Padres or the Dodgers? Who, by the way, start in 28 minutes.
No, they start at 9.
What game starts in 28 minutes?
The Yankees.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That is accurate. Yes. Well, anyway, they go tonight. Padres are up 2-1.
I said the Dodgers in an earlier show because right now the Padres are hot, just as hot as the Phillies are, and I don't want to play another hot team. I'm gonna try to play the Dodgers, who we matched up pretty well against, like Ryan said to us in the text messages. We took the series back in July. We scored 37 runs in 4 games against them. We took 3 out of 4, and then it came to Philly and took 2 out of 3. We won the series against both teams either way, but I'd much rather have the Dodgers, in my opinion. What do you got, Bill? Dodgers or Padres?
Yeah, with Walker Buehler being out right now, I also would rather line up with the Dodgers. That's an A+ pitcher there that the Phillies just won't have to look at. If you get the Padres, you're talking, you got Musgrove and Snell and Darvish, and that's formidable. Don't get me wrong, we match up well for the first 2, Wheeler Nola, but that third game, you're asking a lot of Ranger Suarez to go toe to toe with Joe Musgrove, and I just don't think it's going to happen.
Ranger Suarez proved against the Braves he couldn't go it. He had 10 4-count walks.
That is correct, and that's typical Ranger against the Braves. Now, Ranger's got better stats against other teams. He's just not good against the Braves for whatever reason, and he kept them off the board. That's super important to mention. He kept them off the board.
Yeah, can we talk about Thompson's decision to pull Noah Syndergaard in the third?
Yes, I do want to. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead. You go with yours.
I think that was the dumbest thing I ever heard. He gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was a freak accident that if you've seen that dude's hands in like that, his hands were extended. The ball traveled in the daytime. It happens. No reason for him, especially because he had 4 Ks against the Braves' top 5 hitters, I think. Like, let him go until he feels like he can't go anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the analytical answer, and then I'm going to give you my answer. The analytical answer is the guy hasn't started a game since early or mid-August. He hasn't started a game, so he's not as stretched out as you would hope he would be. Now, that might be why they pulled him right after 3 innings, and then you go in and you get somebody else in. Now, here's my answer. He didn't even look tired. He didn't look flustered. He didn't look like that hit. He didn't look like that hit got to him in any way, shape, or form. For me, I'm leaving Noah out there until Noah comes to me and says, "Hey, I think now's a good time for you to pull me."
Especially,
and I hope if we get to the point where we need another, we're going to have to. I mean, it's a 7-game series. Like we're going to have to go somewhere other than Nola and Wheeler. And for me, honestly, I think Syndergaard would be a better third slotted pitcher than Ranger Suarez. I know people are going to say Bailey Falter, and I don't disagree with Bailey Falter, but Bailey Falter becomes a bullpen game just as quick as Noah Syndergaard does, and Noah Syndergaard has playoff experience. So for me, I think it's Noah.
after the home run he gave up against that number 8 hitter, I think it was, he goes
Orlando
back.
Arcia.
He goes back and strike out the 9 hitter, and then goes back and strike out Acuna again.
Oh, let's talk about Ronald Acuna real quick. My man looked super disinterested the entire series. Like he didn't want to be here.
I want to say the entire series. He
You're right.
was
In game two, he looked okay.
uh, not even that. Game one, he was so between the first 3 games, he was 5 for 10.
Stacy, that's a nice touch on the document. Thank you.
Uh, he was 5 for 10 in the first 3 games of the series until last night when he started bowling golf. I don't know what, like Ryan said in our text messages, the Phillies just took anything the Braves had in them out last night with that big
9-1
win
victory. Yeah.
against the rookie that could win rookie of the year. Now
Let's not act like he hasn't been on the bench for 2 months because he has.
Yeah, he should have had one yesterday. I don't know why he decided to put him in.
They trusted if they trusted if that they got into an elimination game today, which they ended up doing, that Charlie Morton would pitch to his 5-0 .86 ERA, and he takes a ball off the elbow from Bohm, and then 2 batters later, Brandon Marsh hits a 3-run shot off of him. So I mean, you got to ask you, like, okay, the X-rays are negative, but on some level, Charlie Morton probably was hurting throwing those pitches, and then, like I said, he turns around and he gives a 3-run shot to Brandon Marsh.
That would have been nice. So my problem is the catcher for the Braves should have known Marsh was late on every fastball from the St.
Yes.
Louis games to the Braves game. Why the hell would you give him a curveball? It in the middle like that.
That was the mistake, is making Morton have to use his elbow in any other way than a fastball motion, and that's what beat him because his elbow was what was hurting him. Now, if Morton stood out there and said, my arm is fine, and d'Arnaud called a down and inside curveball, which he did, he's expecting Morton to put it down and inside, and it didn't get down and inside.
Makes sense. But hey, Moss made him pay. That's all that matters.
Phillies are moving on. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Apparently, that 3-1 home run and JTs is all we needed. But I'm happy they kept putting up more.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice that Harper got that exclamation point there in the end. He was 9 for 21 in this series, or 10 for 21 in this series with 2 home runs. Obviously, he's your NLDS MVP if you're looking at it as a whole. But you got to go back. Look, listen, I know Wheeler lost, and it's unfortunate, and they should have been unearned runs that Wheeler gave up.
Absolutely.
But we relied on the pitching here, and the pitching got us through. You were part of the conversation with me and Ryan, kind of going back and forth a little bit earlier about Alvarado having sat too long. He comes in, he gives up the 1-pitch home run to Travis d'Arnaud, and then we kind of got into it a little bit, discussing how Alvarado probably shouldn't have come out for that the 7th inning. But it ends up working out. He rallies. He gets 2 straight outs. They bring Eflin in. He gets 4 straight outs. And then you go to Sir Anthony, who strikes out. Does he strike out the side? Strikes out the side, yeah. Now listen, Sir Anthony put 3 balls on all 3 of those batters. Let's not act like he didn't.
So I'm happy he came out when he did, because he needed that time, a little bit more experience in the playoffs to get to where he can be working at.
Yeah, I agree.
I think right now Alvarado is the MVP other than for the pitching. Yeah, Nola pitched great, but Alvarado coming in when he needs to be, getting 3 straight outs every time. But unfortunately, Alvarado.
No, you're 100% right. They went to him every single game, and every single game he dominated. Exactly. Yes, he gave up the 1 home run.
It didn't matter.
It ended up not. Yeah, I mean, it obviously it didn't matter. They get 3 solo shots and 1 single in the game today for the Braves, 4 total hits. And Alvarado, yeah. So Ken Brandt says, you see his reaction coming out of the game, Alvarado, I mean, and he's referring to the standing ovation that the Phillies fans gave him and the excitement on his face. Ryan has said it before on our show several times. Alvarado's got the makings of a closer. He just sometimes has trouble controlling his 101-mile-an-hour fastball. But like his energy and his enthusiasm, the dude could be a closer.
Oh, absolutely. I love that energy. And
Now,
that's what
having
the
said
Phillies
that,
do.
Seranthony Dominguez could also be a closer with his 101-mile-an-hour fastball.
Where he has trouble locating it, and we saw that in the last inning.
No, his fastball was fine. He had trouble hitting the strike zone with his slider, and they weren't chasing it. That was the problem.
I mean, good for him coming back and striking out Dansby Swarsby off a
Swanson.
3-0 count. Swanson, whatever.
Oh, okay,
Off
that's
a
what
3-0
somebody moved my
count,
chair.
with a 3-0 count, and he came back and struck him out on a 3-2. I think slider in actually.
Yeah, and Swanson was in complete disbelief. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Swanson actually stayed on the bench for the Braves longer than anybody else. He just sat there staring at the ground while the
Well, that
Phillies
could
were
be his last game
as a Brave. No. He signed a contract extension.
No, he did not.
Swanson didn't get one. Of all the people,
Nope.
Dansby Swanson didn't get an
He
extension.
did
I'm gonna have
not
to
get
look
one.
at
They've been
this.
talking about it all day. He did not get one. I think he will, but they can't afford him. Now after signing all these pitchers and other players they got.
You are right.
I know I'm right. They talked about it all afternoon.
Huh. Well, all right.
I mean,
it's unfortunate for him, but I mean, look, there are other teams in Major League Baseball that make the playoffs.
absolutely.
Look at the team that just beat you. Not that we need a shortstop, but
they got young shortstop. He finally hit swinging the bat like he knows how to, getting some hits. That offensive lineup finally woke up, and I'm happy he did in Philly.
Listen, it's hard to hit good pitchers in opposing stadiums.
Absolutely.
And listen, the Phillies are 3-1 away in the postseason right now.
Yeah.
2-0 at home, 3-1 away. That is a dangerous recipe for any team playing the Philadelphia Phillies. Point blank. So you're talking if they go away games and they split away games and then win at home.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. So we got Wheeler Tuesday or Nola. They haven't switched up yet, or they haven't.
It's going to be so. Day one's going to be Wheeler. Day two's going to be Nola. The recipe has worked. Don't change it. Yeah. Don't change it.
They easily could take both games with both of them.
They could, and I mean, they showed it in St. Louis. They most certainly could. You're right. So Tuesday is Wheeler, Wednesday, or because it's back to back.
Back to back. Yep.
Yeah, and then Nola. Yeah, Wheeler, Nola. Yep. It's exciting.
It is.
So what were you? You were 13 when they won the World Series in 08?
Correct.
I was 21. I was still a baby. Like, the impact didn't really fully hit me the way, like, I texted it in the group. They got to the NLCS here, and I was, like, standing in my living room just, like, staring at the TV, like, holy shit, we've got a winning season on our hands. I haven't seen one since I was 21. Like, and that's the truth. Well, I was, like, 24 in 2011. But, like, I haven't seen one. So, like, you and Ryan are still young. Like, you are where I was 11 years ago watching the Phillies.
Listen, if somehow the Phillies lose next year, knock on wood, they should not be down on themselves. Everyone counted them out from the St. Louis games to the Braves games. No one counted them to be in the NLCS right now. They should be proud of themselves no matter what.
I agree that they are one more bullpen piece and one more starter away from being an elite team, one of those 100-win teams. They are that close. Yeah. And listen, they are showing it. Honestly, if they get the Dodgers, I don't think they lose. I'm a little more worried of the Padres. But if they get the Dodgers, I don't think they lose.
I agree.
Now, having said that, Wheeler versus Darvish, Nola versus Snell.
Whatever, Snell.
Those are really good matchups.
Yeah.
And then you come home and you have the extra day. We'll send Wheeler out on 4 days rest. We've already shown that we will. We'll send Nola out on 4 days rest at home. So the Padres have Musgrove, which is nice. So they're a little bit deeper is what I'm trying to get at. So,
yes.
But their bullpen has struggled.
Yes.
Not in the playoffs so far, but in the regular season, the Padres bullpen has struggled. Now they're batting. Obviously, they're hitting like 288 as a team, and they got a ton of home runs. Soto is playing like shit, but the rest of the team's playing really good. I'd rather the Dodgers.
I'd much rather the Dodgers too.
And you know what, though? We could take a quick second to discuss how the NL West and the NL East were the two strongest divisions in baseball.
Yeah.
You're talking, you had a team come out of the North and they didn't advance. And like, You
Yeah.
had 3 teams from the East, nothing.
Yeah. Well, one. You got one advance. You can't say nothing. One did advance from the East.
Well, I meant like the 1 and 2 seed in the NL East
Oh
didn't go
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah,
The sixth seed upsets everyone.
yeah, those 100-win teams, good for you guys battling each other to 101, 102 wins for the season. There, Mets and Braves, but look who's advancing, the 87-win Phillies. I mean, it is what it is, right? Get it. We've talked about it for months. Get in,
Yep.
just get in.
Then get hot and look what happened to the Braves last year. They won.
That's right. They talked about it all game. They were talking about how the Braves did it. Yeah,
Like get hot. That's all that matters. Get hot at the right time.
correct. All right, we spent just about 20 minutes on this. Let's have a conversation about some football. So obviously I missed last week. I forget how
I'm 4
I
games down.
did. Let's see. How did I do? I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went 10 and 6. Because I missed the show. I was at dinner with my new team. Did you guys say JETS?
Never did not.
You that's not fair because that's part of the deal. I won that game. I called it. I
No,
predicted it. You should have said it.
We never said we were going to say it. You said we won't yell at you for saying it no more.
Well, fine. I appreciate you not yelling at me for saying JETS. Jets. Gosh, dang it.
And
right,
you didn't even want that pick. Let's be real. You get picked to be random, different than us.
They won 40-13. Cut me a little slack.
But
I
third
called
string
that.
quarterback.
So look what Bailey Zappi's doing for the Patriots. I don't want to hear that shit. That's an
Oh,
excuse.
yeah.
You know what teams can't do? Make excuses. Thank you.
All right, let's get to our predictions.
Yes. Do you have the document open? Because she has Ryan's picks in there. She is like on top of it.
Let me get it open real quick.
Copy that. I'll wait for you for a second. In the meantime, I'll discuss the atrocity again. That was another primetime game on Thursday Night Football between the Commanders and the Bears. That's the first time I've said Commanders and haven't started it by saying Commies. So let me amend myself. The Commies, Commanders, and Bears.
It's only because they won.
The Commanders won.
Yeah, no, that's why you call them Commanders.
It's still a shitty name. But it's got to be like the NFL has to be looking at the primetime games right now. Like they're probably chomping at the bit for the Eagles and Cowboys game to be a great game. Like, holy shit, please save some excitement. What the hell? All right, well, I'm gonna have to get on YouTube and cut that out. You can't see the comment, but it's definitely a.
You can delete it. You can delete it.
Well, I mean, I can. Oh, there we go. I can block user. Boom. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. But yeah, the primetime games so far have been extremely lackluster. Terrible games. Like they had so the Chargers and Chiefs game a couple weeks ago. That one was pretty good. But outside of that, the primetime games this year have been absolutely horrendous. And again, you go to Commanders versus Bears, right? Like you got the two worst quarterbacks in football facing off with each other. Carson Wentz, by the way, has a fractured finger. He's seeing a specialist today about it. Justin Fields is just bad.
I got to hope the Bears are smart enough to go get a quarterback coach this offseason. I think Justin.
So you're saying you think Fields is actually a decent quarterback in a bad situation?
Okay. Absolutely. I think if they get a decent quarterback coach, to be honest, Frank Reich right now and the Colts offense not doing too well. He might be gone. The Bears need to go pick him up and help his quarterback out because they signed him in the 11th pick 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
They think they have the talent. They know they have the talent. They need the quarterback coach to bring out the talent.
Yeah, if the Colts don't start winning some games and piecing together some wins and make the playoffs, I also agree that Frank Reich is probably out. Now, do I think Frank Reich can help a quarterback like Justin Fields? I don't think so. Look at the quarterbacks he's went and gotten. He got a pocket passer in Carson Wentz. He got a pocket passer in Phillip Rivers. He's got a pocket passer in Matt Ryan. I don't think that's the kind of quarterback that Frank Reich can help. Now, I'm not saying he can't. But also, is Frank Reich going to want to lose his job and then go to a lowly Bears team as an offensive coordinator? No, he's probably going to want to go to a contender as an offensive coordinator to try and get another head coaching job.
I get your point. I do. But if you can, let's say For instance, the Bears head coach right now is not doing too well like he is. And next year, they might fire him this season and give Frank Reich the job.
I don't think that's the case or the
Me
recipe.
either. That's the worst
Yeah.
case scenario.
So coming out of Thursday Night Football, Commanders 2-4, Bears also 2-4. We are going to go in the order that Stacy has this because that's easier on her. She's got the. Now I want to make sure. Can you, Stacy? Do you have these as first team as the away team?
Yes, she does.
Thank you, Stacy. All right, so we have the Baltimore Ravens at 3-2 visiting the surprise New York Giants at 4-1.
Give me the Ravens. I think the Giants are a big fluke, and the Ravens' offense is better than them. Don't get me wrong, the Giants' defense have been phenomenal. I still think the Ravens are going to score a lot of points. So give me the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is going to bounce back with a big game. Mark Andrews is going to have another big game. Give me the Ravens. What do you got?
Listen, the Giants just went to London and beat the Packers, a Packers team that I think is better than the Ravens.
I do not.
Listen, I know it's more difficult to contain a running quarterback, but they don't have wide receivers that can really do anything to help him. Yeah, they've got Mark Andrews, but Duvernay's been out. Bateman's been hurt, or Duvernay's been bad. Bateman's been hurt.
Yes.
But they're not doing much to help Lamar Jackson. They're putting J.K. Dobbins on a snap count, which isn't really helping the offense. And as you pointed out, the Giants' defense is playing really, really good. So in that scenario, give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens, probably by a touchdown. Yeah. So I'll go Ravens. Listen, all those things that I said are true, but I also agree with one thing that Timmy said, which was I think the Giants are kind of flukes here. They just, I don't know, the offense outside of Saquon Barkley, name another player, right? Like
exactly.
So yeah, I know. I know that what's his name, Bellinger, the tight end, is starting to really emerge as like an option, and Daniel Jones has played well enough to win. Obviously, they're 4-1.
Game manager, that's see that.
But a good defense can be defeated by a mobile quarterback, and I think that will be on display this week. So yeah, give me the Ravens by a touchdown. Ravens by a touchdown.
Okay.
Game 2. Cincinnati Bengals 2-3 visiting the New Orleans Saints also at 2-3.
Listen, the Saints did not look good last week other than Taysom Hill. They almost lost to the Seattle Seahawks, which I almost called that. The Bengals are going to keep bouncing back. They lost a tough game to the Ravens last week and Monday night or Sunday night, whatever it was. Give me the Bengals, and I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think. I think Joe Burrow finds a way to hit Jamar Chase for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's a bold prediction that I totally agree with. Give me the Bengals here. You already said it. The Saints haven't looked good. Listen, they haven't looked, absolutely horrendous, but as good as Andy Dalton looked against the Minnesota Vikings in London 2 weeks ago when we did the live show with 3 Odd Guys, he looked equally as bad last week against the Seahawks. And we'll get to the Seahawks obviously, but the Saints defense is good, but they're also good in certain facets. And the Bengals offense has multiple facets. It's hard to defend the Bengals, right? I think Burrow continues to get the ball out of his hand really quick, like he did against the Dolphins. He continues to utilize his legs just enough to create space and get the ball downfield. So give me the Bengals over the Saints here. Yeah. Next game, the all of a sudden stumbling Jacksonville Jaguars visit the all of a sudden not so stumbling 2-1 Indianapolis Colts.
Jonathan Taylor's out again. I think
So is Hines.
Yeah, 19 pound is also out, so they're on the third string running back. I think Michael Pittman's going to get a lot of targets. Alec Pierce is going to get a lot of targets. They've been like Matt Ryan blanket for him, I guess you could say. But that offensive line it's terrible when they're supposed to be good. they're not giving Matt Ryan no time to throw the ball. So that's why I give me the Jaguars to bounce back. Doug Peterson got a game plan for the JT list, Justin Taylor list, Colts. But give me the Jaguars by a touchdown. I don't think the Colts isn't it this year.
Doug Peterson versus Frank Reich.
Yeah.
That's probably the story that I haven't really paid attention. Again, I've been busy. But that's probably the story going around right now in terms of that game. Doug Peterson versus Frank Reich. Neither of them with the Eagles, obviously. Jonathan Taylor being out is really the thing for me. So give me the Jaguars here, but I do think it's a close game. I'm talking like game-winning field goal at the end. If Trevor Lawrence can protect the football, because right now, recently he's been having, since the Eagles game, he's been having trouble protecting the football. So yeah, give me the Jags if Trevor Lawrence can keep the ball, for the Jaguars.
Yep.
Sorry, Timmy. I look like I got all flustered. Timmy messaged me, and I had to read it, and now I'm all flustered. Jaguars by a field goal.
Okay. I go from 9 on. You can do from the last couple. All right.
Oh, good.
Fine. So you got the Minnesota Vikings at 4-1 versus Miami Dolphins at 3-2. Who do you got, Bill?
Yeah, so I mean, think about it for a second, right? The Dolphins or the Vikings came into Philadelphia, right, 1-0, and get absolutely manhandled by the Eagles. And I remember thinking after that game, like, okay, well, the Vikings are the Vikings, like that's like what they do, right? But I also remember predicting the Vikings going 13-4 this season in our prediction show, and Jake from Talking 215, our sister show, if you haven't seen them, go check them out. Told me I was crazy if I thought that was possible. It's looking like it's possible. The Dolphins are reeling with their third string quarterback. Their running game is struggling because they can't push the ball down the field right now. Tua will be back next week. I know they've got Teddy Bridgewater on the sidelines as a backup this week to the kid Thompson. But the Dolphins are going to struggle. They are a different team than they were when they turn around and they beat the Bills in that game. Vikings are going to take this, and I think it's going to be by 14 points.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. Ryan said the title went on the road, and look at the Vikings not winning on the road against the Eagles. Then they played in London, which is technically the one road game they had against New Orleans Saints, and they didn't play well. Then they had 3 home games already. So it's easier to win at home. So give me the Dolphins, even with that third string quarterback. I think Tyreek Hill is going to help the third string quarterback come off a little bit better than what he did. Not practicing with him all last week, then hop in the game. Oh, I get third in the game, okay. And I don't think he played terrible. He didn't give up the ball. Give me the Dolphins. I lost my train.
All right. No, I mean, it makes sense. We have everything the same so far, and we also have everything the same as Ryan. He told us not to mention his picks, but I'm going to do it anyway. He also took the Commanders. He also took the Ravens. He also took the Bengals. He also took the Jaguars. He also took the Vikings. So, yeah, all right. So you're the oddball out here with the Dolphins, so that's good.
I got to win a couple. Shit, I'm 4 down.
On Ryan.
On Ryan. I don't want to talk about you. If I take second, I don't care.
I'm just like wandering away with this thing. It's so nice.
All right, so you got the New England Patriots versus the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are home. I'm sorry, the Patriots are 2-3, and the Browns are also 2-3. The Browns are home. Go ahead. What you got?
No faith in either team is what I've got.
I'm with you on that one.
But the Browns are the home team. Listen, Bailey Zappi's looked pretty decent as the filling quarterback there. I think he's got 4 touchdown passes and only 1 interception, but he has a fumble loss or something like that. But he's your third string quarterback. Give me the Browns, and really for no other reason than the fact that they're home. And I mean that. They got Nick Chubb, they got Kareem Hunt. Jacoby Brissett hasn't looked absolutely horrendous, I guess.
He made two big mistakes in 2 games.
Yeah, no, you're right. He has the interception to the Chargers there at the end of the game last week, and obviously something similar the week before. I don't remember right off the top of my head, but
Exactly that interception against the Falcons.
literally for no other reason than they're home. Give me the Browns.
I am going opposite from you. I think Bailey Zappi had played tremendously for a third string quarterback, proven himself he can wants to be that quarterback in New England. But I also think Vermont Stevenson is going to have himself a day. Damian Harris is out with a hamstring injury. Vermont Stevenson, all they got, and he's going to run the ball nonstop like Austin Eckler did. Give me,
It's worth pointing out that Bailey Zappi has a 104.7 QBR right now,
I think Vermont Stevenson is going to run all over the Browns defense.
which was supposed to be good.
It's supposed to be, but it wasn't against at least Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler got 170 yards, not including his passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Like Austin Eckler looked good last week, and I think Vermont Stevenson has the talent to be up there. He'd have to have this chance, and this is his chance, and he's going to run away with it. Give me the Patriots. By
Okay. Hey, listen, I like your take. I really do. And look, the Patriots shut down what was the best offense in football at that point last week against the Lions.
Yep.
They put out a zero spot on them, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a zero spot.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm 1,000% totally okay with your take of the Patriots there. Like I said, the only thing I'm giving in favor of the Browns is the fact that they're home.
That's fine. You got the New York Jets 3-2 versus the Packers 3-2 in Lambeau.
Try it again.
I'm sorry. You got the New York Jets at 3-2 versus the Green Bay Packers at 3-2 in Lambeau.
There you go. Jets. Jets will get smashed this week. The Packers coming off that loss to the Giants, they're not happy. Aaron Rodgers at home is a completely different animal than he is away. So yeah, give me the Packers here. And look, I think the Jets keep it close. I don't want you to think for even a second I'm like shutting down the Jets because I've been on them the whole season, like I'm their fan right now. It'll be a close game, but Rodgers is going to win at Lambeau. He just is. Give me Rodgers in the pack.
Yeah, Bill, you just took the words out of my mouth. The Jets are going to keep it close, but give me the Packers. I think it's going to be like a 3-point game going into maybe overtime like they did against New England. I thought it's going to come down to a field goal. But I think Aaron Rodgers is probably the second best quarterback right now in the game. So yeah, give me the Packers only because Aaron Rodgers is at home.
Yeah, now listen to me. If they're in the Meadowlands, I might look at this game differently. I really might. The Jets have played good football, and since Zach Wilson's been back, that offense has looked way more dynamic. Let's not even put down Breece Hall and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and go for infinity yards. You know what? Shit, give me the Jets. I'm taking the Jets. Jets. Jets.
I like you.
Packers defense has the Packers defense has been stumbling.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I just said the biggest if factor, right? Breece Hall out of the backfield, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm confident, actually. Give me the Jets. I'm okay with this pick. Give me the Jets.
Okay.
They haven't let me down yet.
You right. So you got the San Francisco 49ers at 3-2 versus the Atlanta Falcons at 2-3. The Falcons are home.
Listen, the Niners to start the season looked like another dominant team poised on the opportunity to go to another, playoff situation, and they might still be because the division has been a little weak this season so far. The Rams aren't what we thought they were going to be. The Cardinals have not been close to what they thought they were supposed to be. So the Niners look like a completely different team. Now, having said that, they are running on their third string running back because I don't think Mostert is back this week, right?
Mostert is not in.
Not Mostert. You know who I meant? Mitchell. No. And the Falcons have played really well against every team that they've played. They've just, down the stretch, can't get it together and can't get a victory here. They're in Atlanta. Give me the Falcons.
Bosa is out also.
Give me the Falcons.
Okay.
And I wish I could give you more of a reason why, other than just like this gut feeling that I have. The Niners haven't played as well as they should be playing, and the Falcons are playing pretty decent. Yes, they're losing. They are losing, but they're playing pretty decent. And we said this at the beginning of the season: like the Falcons are going to be, in the running for the top pick in the NFL, and I firmly do believe that they'll be in the running for the top pick in the NFL. However, they've been playing better than a team that's running for the top pick in the NFL. Um,
All right.
yeah,
So,
you know what? I'll stand by it. Give me the Falcons.
all right. So I'm going to take the 49ers here only because they kept Christian McCaffrey only to 104 yards. The best running back in the game, you kept to 104 yards
I
total.
mean, that's arguable right now. Saquon Barkley's looking like a monster, but yes.
But yeah, Saquon is looking good, but Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey. Everyone's trying to trade for him, even the
Mhm.
Eagles at this point for some reason. But I think that defense is going to hold out and stop whoever in the backfield. That I think that defensive line is elite, and that offensive line is not that good. So give me the 49ers by 7.
Okay, so you're still predicting a close game.
Yeah.
That bodes well for me.
The Falcons been in a close game every year, every game this season.
And that's what I'm saying. They're not playing like a bottom of the barrel team. They're
The
playing well.
Buccaneers, they should have beat the Buccaneers last week over a terrible call, in my opinion. But
And that's what I'm saying. You're talking that division is separated between their 1 and 2 seed because of a bad call right now.
yeah, it happens. So you got talking about the Buccaneers. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3-2 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1-4.
I don't think we really need to spend a lot of time on this. Kenny
Exactly.
Pickett did not look good against the Bills last week. The Buccaneers, I don't care that the Steelers are home. I think the Buccaneers start the trend where their offense and defense both show up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the game that's going to get the Buccaneers off the ground and get them to really start elevating their game. So give me the Bucks. The Steelers just I feel bad for Mike Tomlin because he's a great coach. He's such a good coach, and right now that team just looks lost. So I'm wondering if it's him or if they're just super meh. Yeah, he still put up over 300 yards. Did he score any touchdowns? It's cool to make yardage through the 20, in between the 20s. Can he do anything in the red zone? Until he starts doing that, he's got nothing for me. So give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Buccaneers too. That's
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was commenting on a comment. Tim Hawkins said he's still, in reference to Kenny Pickett, he still put up over 300 yards. Let's keep in mind that the Buccaneers were scoring so fast that he had the football for 35 minutes, too.
you mean the Bills.
Bills. I'm sorry, Bills. Yes.
But yeah, I'm taking the Buccaneers too. They keep in mind Pittsburgh defense. Most of that secondary is out. They're all hurt. Like Mike Evans is going to have a day. Chris Godwin's going to have a day. Tom Brady's going to have a day. Leonard Fournette's going to have a day. Adriel White's going to have not Adriel. The backup from Rashawn White is going to have a day. Like the whole offense is going to have a day. Yeah, the Buccaneers all day long. By
Uh,
14.
yeah. Ken Brand points out that T.J. Watt is still hurt, also for that Pittsburgh Steelers team. Yeah,
Uh,
like I said, we don't got to spend a ton of time on that. The Buccaneers have got it.
Before we move on, I would like to point out last week I should have took a double point bet that Ali suggested. It was that I called the Bills by 30 or more points, and I didn't take it because I wasn't too confident, and I should have done it.
You should have. You're right.
God. All right, but you can do a couple.
Okay. So next game on the docket is the Cardinals at 2-3 visiting the Seahawks in 2-3. Let's not act like the. Okay, you go ahead.
let's act not. Let's not act like the Cardinals are playing well than they need to be. The Cardinals are terrible. The Seahawks are terrible. It's going to be a terrible game. Give me Arizona by 3. I think Kyler Murray don't make the same mistake that he did against the Eagles. He makes sure he get that first down at the end of the game and kicks a field goal and win it. Arizona by 3.
Give me the Seahawks. Seahawks are home. Geno Smith has been on fire. I know that Rashad Penny's out. It just means that it's the Kenny Walker show, right? He's playing, right?
Yes.
Tyler Lockett is still good. A better than average receiver. DK Metcalf is still a freak of nature. And like I said, Geno Smith has been playing good football.
I'd like
Yes,
to point out Gino been playing good in temperature controlled environments. He has
well, I
not
mean,
been playing good.
he's also been playing pretty decent in Seattle.
Yeah, one good
Decent enough.
game.
Give me the Seahawks. I don't trust the Cardinals. I know the Eagles struggled with them last week, but if the Eagles struggle against a team that was in the playoffs last year and still win, that's a good sign for the Eagles. We'll get to them, obviously. But yeah, give me the Seahawks. I don't know. I just again one of those gut feelings I got. Give me the Seahawks.
Who's the line take?
Let's touch base on the Panthers real quick. Ryan or Timmy briefly mentioned it really quickly here earlier in the show that the Panthers are selling, or I'm sorry, they're receiving offers for Christian McCaffrey, and they're openly receiving offers, which means that he is on the board for a trade. I don't think a deal gets done without at least 2 first-round picks and another player to be named later type situation. So there aren't a whole lot of teams that have the firepower to go get him. Not many people can afford the $16 million this year, next year, and the year after. But it's worth noting that the Panthers are, in fact, selling Christian McCaffrey, which lets you know how they feel about the rest of their season. So, yeah, anyway, Panthers 1-4 visiting the, again, disappointing Los Angeles Rams at 2-3.
I don't want to pick any of these teams, but I got to pick one, and I'm going to go with the team that has Cooper Cup. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. I think it's going to be close, unfortunately. Somehow, some way, the Panthers defense don't want to play. So, yeah, give me the Rams over the Panthers.
Oh, talk about the fall from grace for the Rams, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl victory. They come into the new season. Yeah, Stafford's dealing with like an injured elbow to start the season. That was like the whole headline before the Bills beat the pants off of them in week 1. They just don't look like the same team. They don't seem as dynamic as they were last year. And people may disagree with me, but I think a lot of that has to do with Odell Beckham Jr. not being on the team. Allen Robinson's not the same type of receiver.
Oh, I agree with that.
Beckham demanded a safety. Robinson doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're suffering the consequences of letting ODB walk and going and getting Allen Robinson. Now, listen, I'm not saying Robinson is a bad receiver. However, he hasn't really had stats to show that he's a good receiver this season. But the reality of it is that the Rams just haven't looked good. Now, having said that, the Panthers have looked even worse. Give me the Rams. Like I said, the Panthers are selling their best player. It like goes to show you what they feel like this season looks like. When you openly admit, like, yeah, we've got one of the top 3 best running backs in football signed in and locked in for the next 3 years, we're willing to let him go. Like that just shows everybody in the world how you feel about your season, how you feel about the future of your season or of your team. So yeah, give me the Rams.
Before we go to the next game, can we talk about a college football game that's going on right now?
Yeah, go.
The Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Tennessee Longhorns, I guess. I don't know the names, to be honest. But the fourth quarter right now is 42-35 Tennessee. If Alabama loses this game, they cannot be top 4 anymore.
They won't.
Even
Here's
they shouldn't be top 4 anymore.
I agree that they should not be top 4 anymore. And I also agree that they probably won't be top 4 anymore. And here's why. They also struggled with Texas earlier in the year.
Yes.
They ended up winning a 16-13 game against Texas earlier in the season. Yes, I understand that their starting quarterback is out, so they're running around with a backup right now.
He's fine.
He is?
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, scratch that comment. Tennessee's ranked for a reason. Point blank. Tennessee is ranked for a reason. Listen, you know, I just like Ohio. I can't stand Alabama. Just like Ohio State, I can't stand Ohio State. I can't stand Alabama. Good. Let's go Tennessee. Give it to them.
Let's go Tennessee.
As for the college rankings, for whatever reason, Alabama always gets the benefit of the doubt, and it's because their competition is usually more difficult than the rest of college football, and it is. Yes, they have more money to get higher recruits and scouting and stuff like that out of high school. More players want to play for Nick Saban in Alabama because of their winning history and everything like that. But no, if they lose, honestly,
If they win,
What's Tennessee ranked? 10, right?
the
No, that
six,
was Penn State.
the
7,
six,
right?
the six.
6th. Yeah, if Tennessee wins, Tennessee should be top 4, and Bama should probably move down to like 8 or 9.
Yep, I 1,000% agree with that.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I agree with what the NCAA did. Allowing big name brands like Nike, Under Armour, and stuff like that to
To
go
pay college players.
to pay them to go to where they want to go, and
Yeah.
that don't involve Alabama at all. And Nick Saban mentioned that already. So I don't expect them to be that. I mean, they're always going to be a good football team. Don't get me wrong. Nick Saban is something else, but still,
I mean, Nick Saban's something else in college. He couldn't cut it in the NFL.
that's why he's in college.
That's right. That is right.
Let's get back to the NFL.
Go ahead, man. You do you.
We got the Buffalo Bills at 4-1 versus the Kansas City Chiefs at 4-1. Who do you got, big boy?
This is a battle of the two best quarterbacks in football.
Absolutely.
Let's not act like Rodgers is still one of the best 2 quarterbacks in football. He's not anymore. Let's not act like Brady's one of the best 2 quarterbacks in football. He's not anymore. Now listen, different generational quarterbacks. Mahomes and Allen can both make plays happen with their feet. They're honestly, to me, more electrifying because they also still put up 290, 325 yards a game through the air. And these are 2 really good teams in the Bills and the Chiefs. And over the last couple of years, they've had a lot of games that go back and forth, punch to the mouth, punch to the mouth. And we both know how much I love the Bills. So give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. Not convincingly, blow for blow. But I think that 13 seconds last year is sitting pretty sloppy in Josh Allen's mouth. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Bills. Like you said, that 13 seconds last year, it's killing them, eating them alive right now. They've been itching for this game on the calendar since the season was posted last year.
I'm wondering if Ryan is listening, and if you are, text us and tell us if you want to make that a double points game.
Double point, Ryan.
Because that is a good game.
He's not a racetrack. He's not listening.
He's not listening? Okay.
He's not a racetrack. But we can text him individually.
Well, we can get to that. No, because I wanted it to be announced. It's fine. It could be a normal bet.
No, I need points. But yeah, give me the Bills. I think it's gonna be convincingly.
Convincingly in Kansas City.
So hear me out. Last year, 2 years ago, the Bills lost to Kansas City in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they go and stomp all over them in Kansas City. Stephon Diggs destroyed the top cornerback, and he's not even there anymore.
That's correct.
Give me the Bills convincingly.
Okay. Listen, I like it. I love it. You want to do the last 2?
I do the Cowboys Eagles, you do the Broncos Chargers.
Of course, you get the good game.
Obviously.
Good.
So you got the Dallas Cowboys at 4-1 versus the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-0. Let me hear your take.
Fly, Eagles, fly, mother suckers. Listen, Cooper Rush is not going to have the kind of game he's had against these other teams. Yes, the Cowboys' defense is good. I'm not acting like they are not. However, they are also spread relatively thin in that secondary, and we've got 3 wide receivers who can blow the top off of defense, not to mention A.J. Brown who can catch the ball at a 2-yard slant and go 35 yards with it. And then we also have one of the top 5 tight ends in football. Jalen Hurts did not look good last week. He put that all on his own shoulders. He said, I didn't play well. We still won. I didn't play well. I got to be better. I think he is better. I think they take primetime Sunday football and they make it look fucking fantastic. That's right. I said the F-bomb. Absolutely. Give me the Eagles here. Give me the Eagles in a good game. Give me the Eagles in a big win for the Eagles. Good game. I'm hoping this game isn't close at any point in time, but I also still believe the Eagles put up 32 to 35 points. Fly, Eagles, fly, motherfuckers.
So I love everything you said. I'm taking the Eagles, no doubt about it. But there's one more big thing you didn't mention. They are going to feed off of the Philadelphia fucking Phillies right now.
Yeah, we really should stop cursing. But yes.
They are going to feed off of him. The big game. They get to beat Atlanta Braves, division rival. They're going to go division rival and they're going to destroy the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong, the Cowboys defense is good. Best test the Eagles are going to face this year so far.
That is 100% agree.
But it is also the Eagles defense who's really good and the best test the Cowboys have faced so far.
Also very true.
Give me the Eagles convincingly. 20 points. They're going to blow them out. The way the Dallas blew us out in a game week 17 last week for no reason, that's something in the back of their mind too.
Yeah, I think this is the game that definitively makes the Cowboys go back to Dak Prescott. I think Cooper Rush is going to look horrendous. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Charlie Gardner Johnson. I think Maddox is back. I'm sorry, but no. Take that Cooper Rush bullshit out of here.
Our offensive line is coming back too.
Jordan Mailata is back. Yeah, that is true.
Peterson too, I think.
Oh, Dickerson's back too. Perfect.
I think I'm not 1,000% on that one, but don't quote me on it. But Dillard's back off of IR now too.
Cool. All right, a little bit of extra depth. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget. Look, Andre Dillard. Yeah, Jordan Mailata beat him out to be the starting left tackle there. Andre Dillard is a what was he, number 5 or number 6 overall pick in the NFL draft as left tackle. He was supposed to replace Jason Peters. Shit happens in the NFL. It doesn't mean he's not a bad offensive lineman.
A lot of teams are coming after him. They know he's good. The Eagles know they're good. That he knows he's good. The other team know they're good. They will pay for him this year, in my opinion.
I think also at the trade deadline, that's the trade chip is Andre Dillard.
Give me something I want. I need
Agreed.
Give me
what do we need? We're safety. We're looking pretty strong at a lot of positions.
Give me a big name safety.
Maybe. Throw a pick and Dillard in for a safety.
Especially because the Buccaneers, take for instance, they need linemen. Tom Brady's going to hit a lot this year. And I think Dillard could help them.
Thank you, Tim Hawkins, for clearing that up because I didn't have the information directly in front of me. He says, no, Dillard was 22 overall pick. However, he's a first-round lineman.
Still a first-round pick. There's not that many that goes down. Look at Dickerson last year. He was a second-round pick. And he's good. So, yeah.
Also, we have the best offensive line coach in history.
We do.
Jeff Stoutland, sorry. But it's just the truth. All right, let's wrap this up and finish this out here. Oh my God. Really? That's the Monday night game?
I'm not watching it. I can turn that one out.
Ugh. All right, well, you got the Broncos at 2-3 visiting the Chargers at 3-2. Give me the Chargers.
Give me the Chargers still. That's how quick it is.
Look, neither team is playing to their fullest potential, and I firmly do believe that the Broncos are better than they've shown. I believe that the Chargers are better than they've shown, and the Chargers are the 3-2 team. Chargers will be 4-2. The Chiefs will be 4-2. That division's going to look a lot tighter than it did 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Austin Eckler's going to slow down a little bit. I don't think the Broncos defense is going to allow 170 yards.
Oh, I'm definitely talking about this. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So Ken Brand asks, Broncos again? Who made this schedule? It sucks. You know why they made this schedule is because Russell Wilson was supposed to be this huge, big-name free agent acquisitions, go to the Broncos, and they were supposed to be this dynamite team putting up 35 points a game. And I'm going to talk about that Tim Hawkins comment as well. And Russell Wilson just has not put it together. They made this schedule thinking that the Broncos were going to be an electric team, and they are not. That's what's happening. Listen, if they are a good team, nobody's complaining that the Broncos have been in prime time 4 times in the last 6 weeks.
They need to flex these Broncos games out of prime time. Plain and simple.
At this point, I agree. The problem is you can't flex a Monday night game. You can flex a Sunday night game, but you can't flex a Monday night game.
So why can't you flex the 4:35 game Bills and Chiefs to Monday night? Tell me why.
Or travel. There's a lot that goes into it. If it's already a Sunday game and they're already there, that's different.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it either. They should have looked at this schedule 2 weeks ago and been like, ooh, Broncos, Chargers. We probably should fix that.
Especially when the Eagles were 3-0 and Cooper Rush led Dallas was 2-1. They should have flexed that game right there.
At the time, it looked like a game that should have been flexed and not be played on Sunday night. I agree. That should have turned into a 4:25 game. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a 4-1 divisional matchup, and it looks like a good Sunday night football game.
No. I meant that should have been flexed to Monday night game.
Why? It's already the Sunday night game. See, you're not going to move a primetime game to a primetime game. You're going to try and take a different game and put them in primetime. That's why it's difficult. You can't move a Monday night game as easily as you can move a Sunday game.
So this is what I would have done if I was the NFL. I would flex the Cowboy Eagles to Monday, flex the Bills Chiefs to Sunday night, move the Broncos Chargers to 4:25 start.
If I was the NFL and I had the Chiefs and Bills facing off in week 6 of the NFL, they would have been a primetime game.
Exactly. Especially after last postseason.
To start the season, I never would have looked at this and been like, you know what? We should just make them America's game of the week. That makes sense. Like, no, that's effing stupid. You should have made them a primetime game.
An American game of the week, to be honest.
I mean, the reason it's the 4:25 game and the rest are 4:05 is because they are the America's game of the week. But for me, it was foolish of them not to automatically have the Chiefs and Bills in primetime.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how the people who make these schedules looked at that and was like, this is a good idea, because it wasn't a good idea. You made a mistake. All right, that does it for our predictions.
Yep.
Me
and Ryan got 4 different picks. I can make a comeback.
On Ryan. Let's see. Whatever. I'm just going to continue to pull away from you guys. It'll be fine.
You're going to have a bad week. Don't worry. It's coming.
I'm going to repeat that there, Ken. Oh, no, I did want to hold on. Timothy Hawkins says Chargers are hampered by coaching. I do want to touch on that because I also agree. Ryan has mentioned it several times throughout our show. Staley is not proven to this point to be a competent head coach. Now, having said that, neither is Nathaniel Hackett, which he also Tim Hawkins followed up with and said, actually, both teams are. They are. You're right, Tim. 100%. That's all I've got to say about that. All right, well, let us get out of here. It's been an hour show. It's been great. I was so excited to jump on early because the Phillies, go Phillies. I'm sure we'll be bringing to you guys another Phillies show here in the next couple of days. Ryan, safe travels. If you have an opportunity to listen to this, if you're on Spotify, make sure you're giving us a follow. Apple Music. Make sure you guys are giving us a follow if you're listening to us. Thank you for everything that all you guys do as fans. Just remember, keep following and liking. All of our information is on bsingsports.com and our Facebook and Twitter and everything else that we've got. Did I miss something, Timmy? I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, you don't have the banner down here.
Oh, that's right. I didn't change the background. We did an entire show on just... Yeah, that'll do. Whatever. All right, well, we're going to do the outro now and say goodnight to you guys. Thank you for joining us here on BSing Sports, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. You guys have a good night.